Several events took place over a short amount of time to bring about the end of the last ice age. To date, no one has come up with a satisfactory answer as to the cause of these events. The era which followed the events of the ending of the last ice age have commonly become known as the Great Flood or the Great Deluge. The evidence of a vast global civilization existing before the end of the flood is mind-boggling, defies explanation, and is truly overwhelming. What can we glean from the historical record? Not much, thanks to the narrow views and doctrines. Academia, they seem to not only want to keep us in the dark, they seem to be hell-bent on leading us in exactly the wrong direction. They want us to follow and to believe that we are descendants of monkeys. Nothing can be further from the truth. Now, given light to the fact that the monkey is an adaptable, intelligently designed creature for this planet, it seems within reason that we are designed similarly. The entire planet and all of its creatures and viruses and microscopic organisms are products of intelligent design created by members of a human species which evolved both spiritually and in technologies of a type 3 status according to the Kardashev scale and using Dyson sphere models. These are civilizations in the type 1 status that use all the resources of its planet to then excel to its star. Then it uses all the resources of its star, thus becoming a type 2 status. Due to the distance of space and other formulas, civilization cannot go beyond type 2 status without either becoming artificially intelligent and turning its civilization over to AI, or by becoming spiritually evolved, which is unlikely unless it becomes evolved before it reaches type 1 status. If it becomes spiritually evolved to evolve beyond type 2 status, it will have to access real supernatural spiritual power and sciences, whereby as creatures that demonstrate metaphysical abilities would be able to create from thought to matter, controlling quarks which control the actions of molecules in physicality. All things said, civilization could not evolve to type 3 status unless it solved the Dyson model problem. With mischievous intent, academics seem to want to keep any knowledge of our true histories and our cosmic origins from us. New biological research into intelligent design offers tantalizing new evidence of great cosmic design. Might we be a cosmic race far older than anyone has dared to imagine before? At this point, we might want to ask ourselves, could this Type 3 civilization be much older than 5 billion years? And maybe is now a Type 3.5 civilization, or it could even be older than this universe. But let's go back to Type 3.5 and consider that this civilization is a creator race, creating habitable solar systems and habitable planets. We can then imagine that this civilization had architects and specialists that created biological life with intelligent design. Then we can imagine that they would create host bodies for themselves to live and work within these environments as sort of stewards and caretakers. Now let's ask ourselves, if this is true, then show me the money. You'd think there'd be evidence everywhere. Well, there is. The problem is that no one has been allowed to ever ask this question. Alternatively, ones that have tried and silenced in one way or another. Why? In today's world, the science of intelligent design is giving academia a real run for their money, and not without the notice of the religious community in the Vatican. Intelligent design clearly proves the existence of a great creator. We now have to ask ourselves, is there another player involved in this creation scheme, whereby a civilization of spiritual evolution evolved to a very high technology, and realizing that consciousness actually reigns supreme in a universe and not technologies. Here then, this civilization would realize the reality of true spiritual supernatural powers, and marrying these supernatural spiritual powers with technologies, such as perhaps how thought travels. Human consciousness and thought travels the far reaches of the universe instantaneously and not subject to the laws of Newtonian physics and the speed of light. Could we imagine craft that could sort of create a bubble in space-time, travel with some kind of mechanism which is way beyond our understanding that mimics consciousness? Ancient Egyptians claimed they could accelerate the atoms in their physical bodies to the speed of light and thus travel to distant planets and stars, to even then be able to reconstitute their bodies in a similar Earth-like world. According to them, these Earth-like worlds were in abundance, as they were too created by their gods. Perhaps it is teleportation that the ancients are speaking of, based upon superposition, even having technology similar to the Large Hadron Collider. We know developers there have been insinuating that they are somehow accessing this superposition. The D-Wave computer developers have made claims it existing in this sort of quantum portal beyond time and space.